Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your monthly reading for June 2025. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and we're going to jump right into it. Capricorn, by the way, if you're new to my channel, I'm going to give you your astrological overview. Then I will do your spread. Then I break it down week by week. I pull more cards. I talk about more aspects that's happening for you. And then, of course, the second spread. Now, Capricorn, I want you to do a little dance. We made it. We're here. We're in June, the luckiest month of the year. I've been talking about this month since your annual forecast for 2025. You deserve June, okay? 2025 has been a year, and you know that, okay? I haven't told you last week. I told you 2 weeks ago, just to remind you that it was the aspects, right? So what did we have throughout this year so far in 2025? We had back-to-back retrogrades. We had double retrogrades. We had eclipses. We had changing of the nodes. Even Jupiter was retrograde until February, but it didn't even leave shadow until May. So you see what's happening here. Now, all that heaviness, that the intensity, the fog, it's gone. It's officially gone as of June, okay? And it lifted mid-May. You started seeing things happen mid-May, okay? And that's just, again, that was a ramp up to June. Not only the luckiest month, it is a life-changing month. You're going to see things. I'm excited to tell you, okay? I'm excited to tell you what's going to happen for you. So let's jump in. Just, break out the popcorn, go, I don't know, sit by the pool, have a Diet Coke, do what you need to do. Just know you're about to, this is the month, June, the launch pad to your new era, okay? I told you in your annual forecast, you're going to experience things that you never have in your life, nor will you ever again. This is a highly concentrated period of time. Why? Pluto, right? Freshly new in Aquarius, first time in 250 years. Saturn, your ruling planet, with Neptune together in Aries. That just happened weeks ago. First time in 320 years. So you see what's happening here? Jupiter changing signs. The planet of luck and good fortune, wisdom, all of optimism, faith, all of that moving into Cancer where it's exalted. That's what makes the difference. Jupiter's not just moving into a sign, it's moving into the sign that it does its best for everybody, every sign in different areas of their life, okay? But that's not it. Yeah, I told you June is going to be a big month. It's loaded. That's not it. Because why? The sun, as we know, will be moving into Cancer. So the sun is changing signs, right? The moon, as we know, is going to be in your sign at some point. The moon's changing signs. Mercury is changing signs. Venus is changing signs. Mars is changing signs. All in June. All in June. I just told you Jupiter changing signs too. I just told you Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, freshly new in their signs. That's all. That's all of them. You see how big June is, okay? And a lot of these planets will be bearing gifts. Really big, enormous gifts. And oh yeah, by the way, Uranus, the last one, guess what's happening the first week of July? Uranus will be changing signs the first time in 84 years, moving into Gemini. So that'll be the fourth of the four outer planets, but you throw in everything else happening in June, all happening in this compressed period of time. Oh, yeah, it's bonkers. I told you, this is a year nobody on Earth has ever seen or has experienced. Yeah, we haven't even made it halfway through the year. There's a lot to come, and I want you to get excited. June is gangbusters. You throw in the fact that we've got 4 of the luckiest aspects. They happen once a year. They all just happen to be in June, right? We have a Jupiter ruled full moon. Yeah, a lucky one of the best full moons of the year. And by now we got that we got the super new moon. The last one of 2025, one of the best of the year, conjuncting Jupiter. That makes it so much more rare. So you see that June is enormous, okay, Capricorn? But also, look at what you've been going through. Look at the last few weeks. You had Jupiter. Speaking of Jupiter, Jupiter's been sextile Chiron. Jupiter's been with the nodes of fate, your destiny, your mission statement. This has all brought you to this moment, all right? So just know that June is great. And remember, life is a miracle, okay? And you're going to see that so clearly in June with Jupiter so front and center, okay? Now, I'm going to walk you through everything that you can expect and look forward to. I do want to say, yes, it is the luckiest month, but it doesn't mean that other months later will not be lucky. It's just what everything I just told you, that's only half of it, okay? For June, right? And the other thing is, yeah, it's the luckiest month, but it doesn't mean there's not going to be challenging aspects. We'll walk through that too. Just know June is your magic carpet ride. The universe is going to be providing the magic. All right. You got to make your carpet. You got to bring your carpet. Okay. Perfect. All right. Capricorn. The other thing is, I'm just going to go over the highlights for June here because there's about 30 major aspects. Yes, I told you June is bonkers. That's not even including the asteroids or the planetoids or the lunations. A couple. I'll throw in a couple lunations. Here's the thing. I did a June astrology overview live stream. All right. I'll leave that at the end of this video or in the description box. Oh gosh, that's what, 2 hours. I talk a lot about what's happening in June, a lot of things that I'm not going to talk about in your monthly forecast now, and possibly not in your weekly forecast because there's just so much to talk about in June. So check that out because there's some dates you want to circle. Okay. There's got to be some things that are going to be happening. Even the fact that I'll tell you one thing. You see Jupiter moving into Cancer June 9th. That means Jupiter will be in Gemini still, right? But at 29 degrees, that critical degree, that anaretic degree. And that's a big deal because you saw what happened last week, that new moon. You saw what happened the week before. You have no idea how much your life is changing. And remember, Jupiter, like some other planets, when they change signs, they leave you a parting gift. So just know June is really sweet. All right. So let's kick it off. June 1st. Listen, I talk about this in your in that astrology overview. Okay. We got that rare triple conjunction with Venus, Chiron, and Eris. Yeah. You, out of all the signs, I want you to pay attention to this. Okay. That's going to happen in June 1st. Again, look at the live stream that I did. All right. And please, and again, that's a lot of stuff with home, family, real estate, significant other, parents, children, all that. That's big for you. Okay. Here's the thing. The other thing that, oh yeah. And maybe some friends, but here's the thing. I want you to really pay attention to what I say the first week. Okay. Because I said in the live stream, and I think I told you last week, I am going to see my family. I get to finally see my family. And so next week, and that's why I'm wearing this sweatshirt, okay? Because you're one of the last videos I'm doing before I go on my trip. So I'm going to be skipping the first week, but then I'll resume when I come back. Yeah. All right. And don't forget to read your rising and your moon. So what I just said about June 1st. Yeah. If you're Capricorn rising, oh yeah, you're really going to feel that. Anyway, the first week of June, the one big thing I want you to take away is that we have a loaded Gemini energy still. Okay. We got the sun, Mercury, Jupiter, Sedna, Hygeia, all coming after that new moon in Gemini. And so you're going to really feel that. That's in your 6th house. Okay. So you're really going to feel a lot of activity in your everyday activities, your routines, your lifestyle, health matters may be on your mind. Remember, if you're here watching for your sun sign, if you're Capricorn sun, I've told you this before. Sometimes the sun's not about you. It's about someone important to you in your life. This is also work. This is your house of work. All right. Work, your responsibilities, duties when it comes to work, colleagues, employees, and pets. So just keep that in mind. Now, Wednesday, June 4th. Wow. We are here. All right. Venus exile Jupiter. This is one of the best days of the year. Yeah, I said it. 2025. Why? You have the two benefic planets at 29 degrees. That critical degree, that anaretic degree. So there's like I said, it's like a graduation. There's something that's coming to culmination. There's also maybe like a peak here, but it's a sextile. This is a window of opportunity for you with the two benefic planets. Amazing. So again, there's something here that I would not be surprised if for y'all Capricorns, it's got to be work. It's got to be work, career, or home is thrown in here too. Okay. Now, you've got Venus, the planet of love and money and creativity, right? Beauty, all harmony, all of that, relationships. So you see that it can apply to either work or home. It's wherever that energy is for you. But Venus is with the planet of luck and abundance and expansion and growth and profit, right? So this is amazing. I want you to mark it in your calendar because what is happening this day? It's not even on the whiteboard. Mercury will sextile Mars on the same day. Like, what is going on here? So you've got all the personal planets. You've got Venus, Mercury, Mars, and Jupiter rolling out the red carpet for you, saying, hey, Capricorn, welcome to June. This is what June is going to be like for you. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. There's so much here for you. Okay. And I want you to use this energy. Again, a lot of it's going to be with your daily activities, work, health, lifestyle, things like that. But you got to throw, Mars is in Leo. That's 8th house activity. There's money here for you. There's partnership stuff. And we've just gotten started. So use this energy. This is when you're going to feel very mentally sharp and driven and powerful. It's Mars. It's Mars. Yeah. Now, within a few hours of that, you will have Venus moving into Taurus. Yeah. Venus rules Taurus. Venus is at home. Venus is in its domicile in Taurus. So from that point forward, all month, you have Venus in Taurus, which is comfort. It's your physical world. It's material possessions. Venus, money, love, creativity. I mean, all of that. Self-worth, self-value, things that you value. Why is this a big deal? Well, 2 reasons for you, not just 1, 2. 1, you've got Venus in Taurus all month long, right? You've got the Venus in her domicile, but then look what just happens just a few days later. You got Jupiter moving into Cancer where it's exalted. So you have the 2 benefics in their favorite places, making this month just unforgettable. Second reason why, Venus in Taurus rules your 5th house. So that is joy and pleasure and love and romance. And it's like soulmate energy. It's creativity as well. Creative projects. It's the 5th house. It's sex. It's procreation. It's recreation. Y'all gonna have some fun. This is amazing. It's exciting. So I want you to get really excited. Okay, now June, and that's all month. Yeah, that's all month. Now, June 8th, Sunday, you got Mercury conjunct Jupiter. What? This is a once a year aspect. It's rare. Once a year, it brings that good news, business deals, launching new business, luck, good fortune with it, expansion, optimism, with contracts, everything that I just said. Yeah, remember Mercury's still in Gemini at this point. And so Mercury conjunct Jupiter, yeah, at 29 degrees. Jupiter's really giving you some great gifts here. And there is this element of like learning something too. There's this element of just communicating. But the fact that like Mercury naturally rules, like Mercury's in Gemini, right? Your 6th house. So again, daily activities, routines, health, work, big things, pets. Some of y'all be getting pets. But the fact that you have, not Mercury, but I'm sorry, Jupiter, natively ruling your 3rd house, Pisces energy, right? Where the North Node is, and your 12th house, which we'll talk about. But the chances of you starting some brand new cycle with communication or signing of contracts, verbal agreements, travel, learning something new, maybe even teaching, they're so big here for you, Capricorn. For you, okay? Use this. Conjunctions. You want to, You always want to plant seeds with conjunctions. They're powerful, and you're going to feel it days before, days after. All right. And Mercury and Jupiter, they're related. They listen. They both rule the mind. Yeah. Mercury is the physical mind. Jupiter is the higher mind. Okay. And so this is all about the big picture for you. I love this. I love you, Capricorn. Y'all make me laugh. Here's the thing. This is going to be one of the biggest aspects for you. All right. I just want you to know that. And it's all you, it's you leaning into like the greater good, right? For what you seek. Now, that same day, yeah, I told you June's loaded. Mercury then moves into Cancer. What? This is, remember, Mercury's the mind, Cancer's the heart. Cancer's like heart and soul, also the subconscious. Yeah. So for the next 2 weeks, that's great. Use it. Okay. Merge the two. Merge them. Heart and mind. Get in this flow state. You're going to love this. All right. Because you know that Cancer is your opposite sign, right? Therefore, this is all about partnerships, relationships, legal matters, marriage, and one-on-one commitments, personal commitments, your relationship with your lawyer, your agent, dog walker. It doesn't matter. That's where the highlight is here for you. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Yeah, there's the thing. You will have Mercury square Saturn and Neptune and Venus square Pluto the same day. So remember, these squares can be, you just got to put a little bit effort into it, right? You may feel a little bit of squeeze. And I know it's not on the whiteboard. I didn't have any room. There's just way too much here, but just be mindful this day of how you communicate. You're going to be fine. All right. Especially with colleagues, employees, bosses, maybe your employees, maybe doctors, maybe nutritionists, maybe vets. It's your 6th house. Yeah. So keep that in mind, as well as partnerships, relationships, and family is a big thing here with Saturn, Neptune in your 4th house. There may be something here with money as well. On top of the fact you have Venus square Pluto, yeah, there may be something here with money. Maybe not seeing eye to eye with someone about money. But remember, it's all about compromise and how you are responding in should anything come up, because not every Capricorn will feel this. It's all on a scale. Capricorns, y'all have everyone. You have different birth charts, rising charts. Makes you different from every other Capricorn in the world. So some of y'all may feel it like, 1 out of 10. Some of y'all may feel it like a 10 out of 10. Like, it's how you respond. That's all it is. All right. This aspect, especially with Venus square Pluto, yeah, it could be wanting too much power, too much control. Relationships maybe being tested over money, or if you're not here for money, it could be something about your self-worth and self-value. So someone just being to you, or there could be elements of jealousy and possessiveness. It is Venus and Pluto, right? But here's the thing. On top of that, the moon will be in Scorpio. So if you're a subscriber, you know I've talked about the moon in Scorpio. It has a little bit of a kick, right? But the moon will conjunct Juno. And as you know, Juno, who I've talked about for a long, Juno is Jupiter's wife. That's how big of a deal Juno is. Juno, who is all about truth, justice, and the balance of power in partnerships and relationships. That's going to be a big thing. So don't let anyone take your power. You'll be fine. And to be honest, like I said, there may be something here with a friendship, or, if nothing, nothing else, maybe someone owes you money, a friend owes you money, things like that. Just there may be just something here. It's going to play out differently for every Capricorn, but vibrate at the high frequency. You're going to be fine. Everything is energy. Remember, this is an enormously special day. So with these squares, there just may be a little bit of a squeeze. That's all. All right. Don't let anyone take your power. Then one of the reasons why is because look at what happens on Monday. This is like, speaking of red carpet, you got Jupiter moving into Cancer for the first time since 2013, June 2013 to June 2014. It's a 12-year cycle. I want you to think about what happened in your life around that time when it came to partnerships and relationships and legal matters and contracts and one-on-one connections. This is amazing because, again, it's not just Jupiter moving into another sign. It's Jupiter moving into its exaltation. This and again, yeah, you can look back to 2013, 2014 to pick up on some patterns. This is going to be very different. You've got Saturn, Neptune, and Aries, Pluto, and Aquarius, everything I just mentioned. Very, very different from what you experience. So remember, Jupiter is Jove, king of the gods. He brings luck and good fortune and expansion and blessings and that promise of abundance. So the big takeaway, Jupiter is optimism and growth, expansion through your life experiences to have that appreciation and gratitude, all in the name of becoming wiser. Jupiter wants the best for you. All right. So this is what's bonkers. All right. For you, Capricorn. Jupiter moving into Cancer. Again, Cancer rules your 7th house of partnerships, relationships, legal matters. Yeah. Jupiter's blessing you, bringing you luck, good fortune, and expansion. So you can see that play out for the next year because Jupiter is here until June 2026. And that is you and you alone. Only Capricorn. Remember, every sign, Jupiter's bringing blessings in a different area of their chart. Yeah. Now, the big thing here is this is just, okay. Jupiter and Cancer in general, that, remember, the moon rules Cancer. So what does this mean? Jupiter is bringing blessings, luck, expansion, and, self-belief, wisdom, and home and family and real estate. Homeland, ancestry. Yeah, it goes deep. The foundations of your life, your emotions, your intuition, your role as a mother or your mother. There's maternal energy, mama bear energy, okay? Nurturing, instinctive, like that type of security, all of that. The biggest thing for the next year, everyone's going to feel that. That's just how it is. But then you've got to throw in the main focus for you on top of that will be partnerships, relationships, legal matters. However, the big thing here is that Saturn and Neptune moved into Aries with Ceres, who is Persephone's mother. So that mother archetype or paternal is going to be strong for you. And Saturn, Neptune, Ceres, all in Aries. Don't forget, you've got Eris in Aries. You have Chiron in Aries. You have so much in that Aries area of your chart that's activated. So that rules your 4th house of home and family and everything that I just said. So you see the overlap happening for you, Capricorn, for you and you and only. You're going to have a lot of emphasis on home and family. A lot of you are becoming new parents, by the way, or grandparents, or yeah. So congratulations. Okay. Just remember, this is all about your emotional growth and higher purpose. That is Jupiter. Okay. That's Jupiter in Cancer, heart and soul. All right. You moving along on your karmic journey. Now, everything that happened between 2024 and 2025 when Jupiter was in Gemini, right? Gemini's the mind. Everything that you learned or happened in your life, those experiences, now you're bringing it into this chapter. Yeah. All those things that you wanted to grow that Jupiter brought blessings in. And again, a lot of this is work and health and, 6th house matters. So remember, you create your reality. Life is what you make it. Use this. Jupiter in Cancer is amazing for you. This can completely transform your life. Remember, Jupiter is the greater benefic. So think about that. Benefit, benefactor, beneficiary. This is goodness. At the end of the day, Jupiter is faith, belief, optimism, and higher purpose. Okay? And again, big focus on partnerships and relationships. And throughout the year, Jupiter, remember, is having aspects with other planets. So bringing blessings in other areas of your life too. Um, Here's one big thing for you, Capricorn. You've got Jupiter moving into Cancer, Saturn, Neptune, and Ceres in Aries. Um, that's a lot of cardinal energy. You're a cardinal sign. So, with what's happening this month, there is this sense of like leadership, stepping up, starting new things. All right. All the cardinal signs are going to take that role, but your cardinal signs, it's like, you know, like it's natural for you. Okay. But just know in June, you may feel it strongly because Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune, remember, they're at that 0 to 1 degree point now in June. That degrees of new beginnings. All right. So anyway, what's great here, what I love about this is that, remember how I just told you earlier, think about like, or you just go back to fall. Last fall until about March. Remember when Mars was retrograde and Mars was in Cancer and Mars was like retrograde in Cancer, and Mars, which is exalted in your sign Capricorn, so this is going to be big for you. Mars had no energy. He had no powers. Mars basically doesn't have power in Cancer, right? And especially when, you know, he's retrograde in Cancer. And remember, that was a long time. It was very unusual, all right? That was a long time. It doesn't mean nothing, you know, did happen for you, but there's, when it comes to partnerships and relationships and legal matters, there could have been slowdowns. There could have been delays. There could have been a lot of like, heightened sensitivity. It's Cancer. The crab, the pinchers come out. Mars prohibited a lot of movement here. But you see, Mars is no longer in Cancer. And Jupiter is now moving into Cancer. And he's looking around in your 7th house. And he's like, oh, Mars did nothing for you. Let me bring the blessings and the expansion and the luck and the good fortune. So you're gonna feel Jupiter right away. Okay? Now, June 10th. Oh yeah, you got Mars trine Chiron. There's something here about like old moons that family related, home related, you're going to be really looking at. Okay? I talk about it in the live stream. Check that out. Wednesday, June 11th, the full moon in Sagittarius. This is really, really big. And I definitely think that this is going to be, this may be a big one for you. All right. It's one of the best. It's a Jupiter ruled full moon, right? So this is all about self-belief, faith, joy, optimism, wisdom. I call this the full moon of epiphanies. You're going to have a shift in perspective at this full moon. It is a turning point, endings, all for something big. Yeah. It's all about your life purpose, being a Jupiter ruled full moon. In Sagittarius, remember Jupiter natively rules Sagittarius, okay? And Pisces, by the way. So this full moon is all about seeing the big picture for you. Let things illuminate, okay? Focus on you. The full moon is the subconscious, right? Full moon in Sagittarius, that Sagittarius rules your 12th house. That is the subconscious. So there's something here where you may go deep to unroot, yeah? To move forward on your journey. And it's going to be, it's going to be a big full moon, but again, very auspicious. It's really nice. Connect with the ether, do some meditation. You're going to love it. Why? Because Jupiter will conjunct Mercury. Mercury will sextile Venus. There are so many great things happening with this full moon. It's so many opportunities that will come from this. All right. So remember, this is all for you. Okay. Use it. This is really nice. Now, and I've been saying out with the old, in with the new for months now. Okay. Out with the old, in with the new, with that full moon, and especially because you see what's happening on the 15th. Now, I did tell you there's got to be some challenging aspects, and we're here. And this is your first, real test from Saturn. All right. Real one. And Saturn being your ruler. Yeah. You may feel this a little bit. Can be a little bit challenging on that Sunday. Happy Father's Day, by the way, on the 15th. Now, you got Mars squaring Uranus, all right, in Taurus, and then you have Jupiter squaring Saturn and Neptune. Let's start with Mars square Uranus. This one, I feel there is gonna be something here. Remember, Mars is still trining Chiron at this point. Yeah. There's something here with money. Okay. Mars, by the way, is like a laser. Uranus, the Great Awakener, is like like a lightning bolt. Okay. So with this aspect, there can be surprising revelations. Your inner revolution. There can be some rebellious energy. There can be the unexpected, all of that. Yeah. But remember, I always tell you, use these aspects. You can use this. Uranus wants you to use him. It can be very exhilarating where you feel very driven. We're talking about Mars here, where you shake things up. Yeah. Remember, Uranus has been trining your North Node. And on top of the Uranus Cazimi that we just had, all those Uranus conjunctions that we just had. So this is all about your breakthroughs. Remember, Uranus is freedom. There's something here that you can free yourself from. And yeah, there may be something with money. There may be something with love. There may be something with something that brings you pleasure and joy. Just keep that in mind. All right. Something with partnerships and relationships as well. Just there may be something. All right. If you don't use this aspect, it will use you. And Mars square Uranus is the Tower card. Okay. However, you use this, then it becomes the Star. All right. Uranus is Aquarius's ruler. And Uranus is actually attributed to the Fool. All right. So this is some new thing that could be very wonderful for you. But you've got to use it because this is a fleeting moment. It's a square, right? But then remember what's happening. And I've told you this. When Uranus moves into Gemini in July, trining Pluto all year. It's happening now already. You're already feeling it. But remember, you feel it a lot more strongly when Uranus moves into Gemini. All right? The two air signs, Gemini and Aquarius. This is a big deal. All right? That's remember, Pluto's in Aquarius in your second house of money, income, salary, finances. When you've got Uranus moving into Gemini with Sedna, by the way, that's your sixth house of work. Like, so you've got a lot to look forward to. It's just a little speed bump. All right. Mars and Uranus are saying, wakey, wakey. Let's wake up. We're at 29 degrees. We got your gift. You want your gift? You got to come get it. You got to wake up. You got to shake things up. That's all it is. Or adapt to circumstances that may be happening within your world. All right. Now, Jupiter square Saturn and Jupiter square Neptune. Jupiter square Saturn. Listen, you've already gone through two of those. We had one in August and December. Thankfully, this is the last one. All right. But you can look at those monthly forecasts if you want to know more about this. Saturn is your ruling planet. Just remember, Jupiter expands, Saturn restricts. How are you going to work with that energy? Well, I've told you with Saturn in Aries, wax on, wax off. Practice patience. There's got to be something here where you just may want to practice patience. All right. Now, the other thing, and it's going to be something with home, family. That is very likely partnerships, relationships with Jupiter and, Cancer at this point. So just keep that in mind. But it's more about you. Yeah. Saturn being your ruler. Now, the other thing is, I talk a lot more about this in the live stream, the June overview. Now, Jupiter square Neptune. Yeah, you've experienced this back in 2019. This is what I call the wait, what? Because remember, the lower frequencies of Neptune can come out in this square, which is illusion, delusion, confusion, escapism, self-sabotage, things like that. Something testing your belief system or vice versa, right? This can also be a little bit of like wishful thinking, as in thinking you're going to get something, but you didn't put in the work because it's squaring Saturn, who is the authority and karma and life lessons, right? So just keep that in mind, all right? Raise your frequency, use those higher expressions of Neptune, which is compassion and kindness and creativity and your, visionary side, all right? Your gut instincts with Jupiter and Cancer, all about self-belief, All right. Having faith in yourself. So, again, just there may be something here with the way that you're communicating, all right? Or something with the way that you're thinking, or something with, conversations that you're having, especially partnerships or home, family. Yeah. And remember, vibrate at the high frequency. If you're up there at a 10 with like gratitude and love and compassion, being your authentic self, you're not even going to feel this. All right. So now the other thing is that, and remember, Saturn rewards you. Okay. You pass this test, right? The other thing is, oh yeah, you got Mars moving into Virgo on Tuesday, June 17th. That's amazing. That's amazing. It's a very different vibe from Mars and Leo. So Mars moving into Virgo for 2 months now. Okay. We haven't had Mars in Virgo in 2 years. So Mars will be here 2 months. Action, right? Your drive, passion, libido, all of that. Virgo. So basically, you're going to have a lot of focus on health and work, service to others. Yeah. So it's still serving your higher purpose with Jupiter and Cancer. Now, for you specifically, listen, this is all part of your spiritual journey. Virgo rules your 9th house. So again, out of all the signs, Capricorn, you just may have the biggest shift in how you see some things, biggest shift in perspective, something making you a lot wiser. Yeah. It's amazing. And Mars is physicality. So I'm looking at what's happening for you. It's just like you're coming into this confidence. You're taking on a bigger leadership role, and it can be work, it can be family, it can be with your partner, whatever it is. There's something here. A lot of y'all are going to be traveling too. You're going to be meeting people from foreign cultures, foreign lands. A lot of y'all at this point will be like, it's Virgo in your 9th house. A lot of y'all are going to be writing books. Y'all writing books? It's publishing. Podcast, starting a podcast, it's broadcasting. So you have a lot of energy here with Mars here. Okay. And yes, the South Node is in Virgo too. So remember, a lot of like life lessons, karma, things like that are happening. We'll talk more about when we get to your weekly forecast. And yes, Mars will conjunct the South Node. That's not until July. One other thing is, I'll tell you, I did talk about this in the live stream, but I'll just give you a little bit of there's a lot that I talked in that live stream, but on June 18th, I actually want you to circle your calendar because I want to hear from you and I want you to leave comments when we get to this point. June 18th, Mercury in Cancer, right? It's going to be at 17 degrees. And so I want you to circle this date because it's very likely something from February 24th is going to come up now. Okay. In terms of partnerships, relationships, one-on-one connections, marriage, legal matters, all that 7th house activity. Because February 24th is the day that Mars went direct at 17 degrees in Cancer. So Mercury's picking up some sort of vibration here. It's interesting what's happening for y'all. All right. Now, June 20th, we move into Cancer season. Happy summer, Capricorn. Amazing. You love summer. Well, you love winter too. But anyway, happy winter to those in the southern hemisphere. Anyway, it's the solstice. We'll talk about more in the weekly forecast. Just know you've got Mercury, the Sun, and Jupiter all in Cancer. So you've got stellium, a huge emphasis and energy in what? Your 7th house. Partnerships, relationships, all of that. Okay. But remember, this is all about your willpower. It's a sun, emotional growth, your higher purpose, confidence. And again, there is a big shift of your mindset that's changing at this point. All right. Now, you also, I'm going to tell you because it's your ruler, but not on the whiteboard. Sunday, the Sun will square Saturn. We'll talk about when we get to weekly forecasts. It's a little bit of a squeeze. There may be something here with partnerships, relationships. But on the same day, you got Mars sextile Jupiter. Now, this is a bigger deal because this only happens on average once a year. But because of the weird, retrograde schedule we went through this year, right? We don't even get Mars sextile Jupiter in 2026. We don't get it until September 2027. Please use this. Please use this. I can't even for you. So again, something here. Jupiter bringing blessings, partnerships, relationships, legal matters, but it's this huge charge up. We'll talk about it more in your weekly forecast, but to June 24th and June 25th. So June 24th, the luckiest day of 2025, when you have the Sun conjunct Jupiter. So you get this once a year Jupiter Kazemi, and it's happening in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. Like, what? This is a huge gift, right? You're going to feel something on the day of, maybe days before, maybe days after. It's a conjunction. It's powerful. Some of y'all will see something manifest or emerge days later. Again, you have different charts. So, but that's what's happening here. There's something brewing. There's something growing. There's some seed being planted. Why? It's happening pretty much at the same time of the new moon in Cancer on June 25th. And that's at 6 in the morning, 6:30 a.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time. So you see, it's basically happening at the same time of the Jupiter Kazemi. So you've got the Sun and Jupiter conjunct the new moon. This is one of the best new moons. This is one of the best new moons. Again, this is just a cycle. This is some new cycle starting for you. There's a new partnership. There's a new relationship. Again, it can be anything. Work, love, where you put in that energy, one-on-one commitments. Like I said, maybe you're, publicist, your gardener, your pool boy. I don't know. There's something here. Contracts. A lot of y'all getting married. A lot of you are going to get proposed to. I didn't mean to ruin the surprise, but some of y'all look at what's happening. All right. So this is big. This is really big. All right. Plant those seeds, set intentions, right? Please do this. Please do this. There is, because the corresponding full moon will be in your birthday season, Capricorn. What do you want for your birthday gift? All right. Now, what makes it even more special, that's already big. Yeah. We have not had a new moon conjunct Jupiter in years. Okay. This, at the same time, Mercury will sextile Uranus. Yeah. So again, Uranus bringing the surprises and the unexpected, like proposal, things like that. Or maybe you interviewed for jobs and this one you got like that, there's something big. All right. But the Sun will sextile Mars. What? And then, not on the whiteboard, you have Mercury trining Saturn and Neptune. Like, why you can't make this up. This is amazing. All right. And then Mercury does move into Leo at the end of, I think it's on the 25th or 26th. All right. So Mercury will leave Cancer. So you see what's happening? Mars in Leo that you've been experiencing for 2 months in your 8th house of transformation, death and rebirth, regeneration, money, shared assets, resources, inheritance, investments, bonuses, commissions, royalties, and partnerships, business partners. This is big. All right. Because even though Mars has left Leo, Mercury's come into, negotiate things for you. And just to let you know, Capricorn, Mercury and Leo, that's happening on June 26th. Mercury will go retrograde at the end of July. So Mercury will be in Leo from June 26th all the way through July and August. You got Mercury in your 8th house all summer. We'll talk about it later. Capricorn, what an amazing month. Y'all are amazing. Okay, so let's get started. Oh my gosh, am I? Yeah. Okay, so let's get started. Capricorn, let's see what's going on for you. All right, for June. 2025 Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Capricorn. How are you doing? Listen, I know. I'm wearing a sweatshirt. It's fun. It's cozy. I do a traditional cult across spread, offers the best overview, Capricorn, especially for a month like this. Wow. And if we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Secondly, Capricorn, y'all are amazing. You know I love y'all. You know you're going through your life is changing, right? Let's get started. You know I love y'all. Oh, yes. There's going to be a big old change. Oh, wow. Okay. You got a big change. Big one. Big. All right. But you're going to be good. Anyway, you got the Two of Pentacles. There you go. That's your card. You know it's a Capricorn card. So, there's too much going on for you right now. Okay? So, even in this card, I'm going to show you, there's a lot of imbalance, right? He's got a foot off the ground. You see the waves are a little off. The pentacles are a little, so remember, it's all about putting things in order right now. All right. Yeah. I just told you have it's just that fourth house is so activated for you throughout June. So there's a lot. The other thing that's coming through, that's actually great. Yeah. New opportunities. There may be some that's coming through. You're like, okay, what do I, So it's all about that balance. All about that balance. How that balance. It seems like it's something new that you've maybe, again, like I said, you're going to go through new experiences that you've never had. There could be something here. You're on the verge of something new as well. I'm getting a new feeling. All right. So anyway, Pentacles are money, wealth. I told you got so much money stuff happening. But at the same time, if you're not here for that, Pentacles are your physical reality. All right. Your world. Are you taking on too much, or is there something that you got to prioritize something over the other? All right. Bear that in mind, because if you are not taking care of that, you got the Tower in the heart of your spread. So now we know when I said Mars, which is, Mars is, like I said, exalted in your sign. You have a relationship with Mars. When you have Mars square Uranus, I did say that could be the Tower card. But look at what's happening here. I'm going to show you. But remember, I talked about Uranus being that lightning bolt, right? And Mars is attributed to the Tower. And this card, I really don't want you to be like, the Tower, because first of all, the Tower, it happens for you, not to you, for you. Okay. Secondly, what comes after the Tower? What did I say earlier? The Star. And so when the Tower falls, you can see, right? You can see things are clearer. And then you start that new cycle of healing and faith and growth, and the stars aligning for you. So this is saying something had to, right? And like I said, when you use it in your favor. Something had to. You see it here with justice in your challenge area. Yeah. There's something here where you were likely like, this is not fair. This doesn't make sense. I'm coming into my power. I see things now, right? I see what's gotta. That's definitely something with, what did I say? The biggest thing for you this month is partnerships, relationships, and legal matters. And you have the Judge here in your challenge area. But Jupiter is there. Blessings, growth. Jupiter gives you what you need. So there's something here that had to, because you weren't getting that justice. And yeah, this can indicate breakups, divorce, things like that. It's the Justice card. Justice is attributed to Libra. That, again, is the native ruler of the 7th house. And you've got Jupiter moving into that area of your chart. All right. So there may be something here. It could even be like a boss or a colleague. Remember, you have so much work stuff happening. Legal matters is a really big thing for you, especially when Mars moves into a Virgo.
That is your ninth house. So there's something there with the courts as well, something there with, legal matters. Law. So you've got that really activated for you, especially the second half of the month. But it's that justice that you deserve. And then there's also an element here. Look at your entire spread, right? There's something here saying, like, maybe you asking, is this what I want? Or am I doing the right thing? You got to trust your intuition, because if you're going down the wrong path, or, going after, remember what I said, Jupiter square Neptune, that illusion, that delusion, that, that's just what the aspect is. You've got to vibrate at that higher frequency, all right? And have that confidence, and, right? Especially coming up there at two of Pentacles. But it's almost like this relief, okay? When you look at the fact that you got, the Four of Cups in your crown, but you did get the Four of Swords here with the Ace of Swords in your future. So there's something here. It's almost like, if you're not, remember I said Mars and Uranus, like, we got this gift for you. We're squaring at 29 degrees before Mars moves into Virgo, before Uranus moves into Gemini. So again, there just may be something here. All right. That's like, all right, we gotta, but it does feel like a relief. Now, you do have the Four of Cups in your crown. All right. So that's, Four of Cups is, here's the thing. Some of y'all are maybe not happy in a relationship or a partnership. All right. You see him crossing off his arms, the Hand of Spirit offering him a cup, the Hand of Spirit that only appears in the aces other than the Four of Cups, indicating this is a card you want to pay attention to when it comes out, because the Hand of Spirit, he's already got 3 cups. Look at his reaction, right? When it's like, here you go, I'm doing something great for you. And he's just like, So this card is associated with like boredom, apathy, like not being content. It's cups. So with love or your emotions or feelings, right? So again, there may be something here that this is actually a blessing in disguise. Yeah. You got that Four of Swords, that peace of mind, that, the Four of Swords. Look at the swords. Look at where they're pointing down. The heart chakra, throat chakra, crown chakra. This is that rest and retreat. And I want you to pay attention to that full moon in Sagittarius. That's happening in your 12th house. That is all about rest and retreat and the subconscious and intuition and spirituality and healing. That's going to be a big full moon for you. Okay? Use it. Let things illuminate. Like here, you see the glass window. You got all this comfort. You're good. Okay? So it just feels there's something here. Maybe there's something that you want that you didn't quite get. What did I say? Practice patience. That's another thing. And this card is a Cancer card. It's attributed to Moon in Cancer. So remember, Cancer rules your 7th house. Partnerships, relationships, legal matters, everything that I mentioned earlier. And same thing here, that being a Libra card. But just let that, all right? Everything that you want will come. You just mid-month, when Jupiter square Saturn and Neptune, Saturn being your ruling planet, again, that's more about you. All right? That's more about you. So go ahead and shake things up. That's why I'm saying this may be a blessing in disguise, because the universe is going to do it for you. When you got that, look at that. You got the Ace of Swords. That's that contracts and agreements coming through now. Something that you probably didn't expect. And now you're just like, oh, wow, I'm glad I shook things up, because now I made room. And this is an ace. New opportunity, new cycle. This is amazing. And swords are the mental suit, right? Communication, thinking, logic, that clarity of mind, brilliant ideas, but also contracts and agreements, things that have to do with communication. There's some big breakthrough, mental breakthrough too, with the Ace of Swords. You see that crown? This is victory. And the other thing is, you see the olive branch. So it is like even like making up with someone. Anyway, you're going to be fine. Let's get to your stuff. Okay, Capricorn. Let me just see. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, share, leave comments. You know I love y'all. Capricorn, tell me what's going on. There's a lot happening for you. There's a lot happening for you this month. You know that. And you know I got you. I'm always here for you. I love y'all. You look at you. Don't. I told you that's a blessing. And I told you. You're amazing. You're good. Look at this. I can't. I think you're the only sign so far. I told you I'm fixing to leave tomorrow. Like, yeah, as I've done most of the. I think you're the only one that got 2 aces. Anyway, you got the King of Wands. What did I say earlier? It's all about stepping up, right? Being that leadership role. It can even be that mama bear. It's wherever you're putting that energy. But the King of Wands, oh, this is passion. This is someone who's gone through a lot of transformation to sit in this throne. You don't know his backstory. He's got a big backstory. He's not sitting in this throne from Succession. He worked his way up. You're Capricorns. That's what y'all do. Y'all are the hardest working sign. So this is great. All right. That's your future. And just remember that he is the big entrepreneur too. The CEO, the exec, all of that, C-suite. So really great. Your life is changing. Feel it. This is you sitting in that throne. Visualize it. All right. Feel that passion run through your bones. Feel it in your bones. You got something coming through. Page of Cups. You got, remember, y'all are, even with Mercury conjunct Jupiter, even with the, luckiest day at the end of the month, the big messages coming through, even with Mercury sextile Uranus. I mean, there you go. Messenger here. Page of Cups. Pay attention to your dreams. A lot of it could come through intuitively, especially around that full moon in Sagittarius. That is in your 12th house. That rules dreams as well. Okay. Yeah. But also very likely someone new coming into your life, like a new love or new employee or new business partner, whatever it is. A lot of imagination here. A lot of imagination. This is someone who wears his heart on his sleeve too. He's real. I mean, that passion is really strong. Feels really good with that Ace of Swords. Again, big breakthrough for you. Now you got the 3 of Pentacles. You got another one of your cards. I love this. So there is this, you have a vision of this new thing that you're starting with other people involved. It can be work. It can be a lover. It can be your family, whatever it is. Other people here. This essentially is all about teamwork. Yeah. Working with others to build something beautiful and amazing. You even see the pentacles, right? They're actually in the structure of the building. It's that stability. It's that, do you know what I mean? Like, you're good. You're good. Just continue to move in that direction because you're going to get it. You got the Ace of Wands. You got the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. And your final outcome. There you got, with that Page of Cups, you got something coming through this month in a big way. Aces, again, new opportunities, new beginnings, this new cycle that's starting for you. Wands are all about your passions and your ambitions. And if you are here for career, wands are career, wands are profession, enterprise. This is a big month for you where something had to go. Something had to go. And it doesn't have to be like, it could just be an adjustment. It could be something that was, there was this boiling point, and then it's just like, okay, we need to sit and talk about this. And that is a conversation that you need to have. Everyone's let their feelings out. There could have been something here where it's like a lot of surprising news and whatever it is, but done. Now you can move forward. You don't want to bring any baggage into, this next era of yours, right? So that's what that is. You're going to be fine. You're going to be good. You're going to be really good. Let me break it down week by week. Capricorn, the first week of June. The biggest thing for you, honestly, would be June 1st, okay? With that triple conjunction. We got Venus sextile, Jupiter, Mercury moving into Cancer, Venus moving into Taurus. There's a lot happening. Let's see what's going on for you the first week of June. There you go. There you go. There it is. There it is. Yeah. There it is. Remember, you also have the squares. You got the squares and Venus squaring Pluto. That's a big thing. All right? Something that's testing you. And it does feel like there's a little bear poke in here, something that it's not sitting well with you. So, how are you going to handle that situation, right? You're going to be the best version of yourself. You're going to drop those swords because you don't need that, right? You're going to drop the swords like everyone else has. All right? That's all there's to it. A lot of it is going on up here, too. It's like this mental conflict. There's something here that's with that Two of Pentacles. There's something here. Again, this is the best thing for you that brings that Ace of Swords. All right. So just see eye to eye with people, compromise, always be the best person in a situation. There's a little bit of like defensiveness with that Five of Swords, but also offense. And the other thing is a little bit of, it's all about like self-respect, self-dignity, self-value that I talked about earlier. That's what the Five of Swords is. There's just going to be those squares are going to be a little bit of a test. How are you going to pass that test? Now, second week, you got that full moon in Sagittarius. You got Jupiter moving into Cancer. You got a big week. The second week is really big. Let's see what's you got Mars trine Chiron. You got a lot happening. Let's see what's going on for you for the second week of June. Oh my, what? All right, so yeah, when I say you got something coming through, you got something coming through. You got 3 aces. I just told you there wasn't a sign that got even 2. You got 3 aces. New path, new beginning, everything here, work, money, agreements, contracts, babies too. Yeah. You're good. There's a new path opening up for you in a big way. In a big way. I told you, pay attention. When Uranus trines Pluto, pay attention to that. All right? Remember, you got Pluto in Aquarius in your second house of money for 19 years. Let's see what's got for you for the third week. Third week, we move into Cancer season. You got Mars moving to Virgo. There's a lot happening. Let's see what's going on for you the third week of June. Okay, there you go. That makes sense. 3 of Swords, right? With that 4 of Swords. So there is going to be something here, even with that tarot card. It can be emotional, but I want you to see it as you got the 3 of Swords, the 4 of Swords, that Ace of Swords, justice in your challenge area. There's definitely going to be an ending, maybe a breakup, maybe something here. Again, partnerships, relationships is the biggest thing for you. And this is a Libra card. It's actually attributed to Saturn in Libra, where the third decan. Remember, Saturn's your ruler, but not a lot of people know Saturn's actually exalted in Libra. So yeah, there is going to be something here. Partnerships, relationships, contracts, agreements, marriage. There may be something here. Actually, with this Virgo energy for you, that is your 9th house. It could even be a second marriage. But anyway, just know there's something that just may have a little bit of an emotional impact. Sometimes that can happen with the tarot card, but at the end of the day, even though this is what we call like the heartbreak card, it's still a sword suit. It's up here, and there's with that, right? What did I say? The biggest thing for you this month is shifting your perspective, mindset. That's what's going to happen. And so there's something here that you needed to go through for that emotional growth that I said is a big theme for this month, okay? Especially with partnerships, relationships, okay? And again, it can be just one-on-one, just whatever resonates with you, but it doesn't mean that, it could be there's a thing. Remember, you have that Ace of Swords in your future anyway, and I told you there's that olive branch, and so. And remember, all that perspective, you can see, yeah, it's stormy and it's raining. So you can see it as, hey, when it rains, it pours. Or after the rainstorm comes a rainbow, all about your perspective. Now, last week, the best week, right? The luckiest. Let's see what's going on for you. The last week of June. You're good. Again, with the fact that you got 2 pages, the Page of Swords indicating this new way of thinking, new way of seeing things, having that shift in perspective. Now you're enthusiastic and eager and excited, and yeah, and even messages coming through. You could be communicating a lot as well, new things. You see, this is actually one of the best spreads because there's something here where it's like you're growing from it, you're learning from it. You got 3 aces. You got these 2 pages. You got the Ace of Swords and the Page of Swords. You're good. You're You're absolutely good. Anyway, Capricorn. Oh gosh, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on. Next week, you know what's happening next week. And second spread. Yeah, we are gonna go deep. I want to look at some things here. We're gonna look at career, we're gonna look at love. We're gonna pull some cards. Capricorn, tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. I'll see you next week. I love y'all, Capricorn. Bye. Did I say my line? I don't remember. Did I? If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, share, leave comments, all of that. Tell me what's going on. All right. I love you. Y'all are amazing. All right. Bye-bye.